Walls are thought to divide, but can a wall also be a through line? Something that threads and connects and traces through history? I live across the street from a retaining wall for Norfolk Southern's Mon Line, an 85-mile rail line that follows the Monongahela River. The Mon Valley Railroad opened the portion from Pittsburgh's south side to the nearby Homestead in 1872 with the sole purpose of hauling coal out of the mountains. The line changed the hands of barons several times over the next century, and still the wall stood. The ambling coal trains of today are somehow less offensive than the ear-piercing double stacks. When I moved to the south side, I started noticing all the life and activity along the wall. Look closely and you'll see names that were etched into its blocks 100 years ago. You'll see that it's a living wall that sprouts blackberry brambles and lamb's ear and provides a hidey hole for a family of groundhogs. And you'll notice that people treat it like an extension of their own front and backyards with bird feeders and guerrilla gardens. This sort of thing occurs across about 20 blocks, the wall shape-shifting and snaking along various side streets. This brings to mind the Appalachian Mountains, not a wall, but another kind of spine. They stretch from Alabama all the way to Newfoundland. The mountain chain connects us across space and time. The wall is no Appalachian Range, but it just might create a connection. To Liz and Robert, who dine al fresco on their 17th Street back patio. To Evan, who has cultivated a magnificent orchard in the shadows of the tracks. To the artists who look from their lofts to see the trains rushing by, scrambling their TV signal just like mine. To Nick, who feeds the pigeons, the wall's dimpled top doubling as a table and a bird bath. To my neighbor Bob, who is somehow always doing something over by the wall. And to Joe and Elvio, who keep digging and planting to bring beauty to a shared space that none of us own, but all of us see again and again. So much so that sometimes people don't see it at all. We might see each other alongside it, though. Like the woman who struggles to carry her groceries just one more block, resting at intervals along the wall. The young couple that used it as a climbing wall during COVID, or the woman who brings her son to watch the trains. Longtime Southsiders are the keepers of even more connections. I asked for stories once and heard about how Barban ran along the wall picking blackberries, how Bunny and Peggy Lou would sit there talking and singing for hours, and how George Papuga roller skated on top of the wall while on leave from World War II and apparently didn't stay up there very long at all. I recently talked to someone who would visit his Bad City cousins here in the 1950s. He said they carried switchblades and went around cutting things just because they could. Days later, I saw the best etching of them all. Most people carve an initial or two, but not the snakes. They artfully carved an entire gang name, presumably. Could this have been the Switchblade cousins? In 1935, the writer Haniel Long considered the city of his childhood, asking, "Pittsburghers, what is Pittsburgh?" He went on to say it is the total of the relationships of those who live here, and that the future of the city lies in that of its least citizen. Does the wall unite us with reciprocity and goodwill? That may be a big claim, but knowing each other is a start. I'm thinking about new neighbors Amy and Craig, who on their very first neighborhood stroll happened upon Joe and Elvio working the dirt. An instant connection, a reassurance that yes, they picked the exact right place in the world. Elsewhere in the South Side, and against improbable odds, Serbian immigrant Sara Ivosevic ran a family-style restaurant for more than 40 years. In a book about her life and business, she wrote, "All that's happening here on this corner is a miracle. It can feel that way with the wall sometimes."